When it comes to buying furniture, the question is, who's got the best prices on the furniture you want? The answer is United Buy and Sell Furniture Warehouse. We have an enormous selection of quality brand name furniture and mattresses. And our no frills, no gimmicks, low warehouse prices means you'll find what you want for as little as 1/2 the price of regular stores. Save money, why not?
United Buy and Sell Furniture Warehouse.
You're watching Coin TV. Now, live from Coin Center, Ken Body with news, Bob Shaw with weather, and Steve Davis with sports. From the Northwest's most experienced news team, this is Newsroom 6.
Good evening. Another child is dead from food poisoning linked to tainted Jack in the Box hamburgers. Doctors say 17-month-old Riley Detweiler of Bellingham died this morning of respiratory failure at Children's Hospital in Seattle.
Earlier this week, Riley developed severe respiratory disease, which ultimately resulted in his death today. This was preceded by pneumonia, which was a complication of HUS and E.coli 0157 infection.
One of those children remains in critical condition. Of the 4 who are still hospitalized, the others are in fair. Riley Detweiler was at least the second child to die from illness related to contaminated hamburgers at Jack in the Box restaurants here in the Northwest. The doctors say he fell ill after contact with another child at a daycare center. Hundreds of people reported feeling sick after eating the hamburgers last month. Today's thaw created almost as many problems as yesterday's record snowfall. Mark Sanchez shows us how people coped with another day of winter at its worst.
Across the entire region, travel remained slippery. On I-205, a pair of dogs forced a semi into a concrete barrier.
So to keep from hitting them, I took this lane over here, and it ended up throwing me into a slide.
Most drivers found the toughest maneuvering along the unplowed, unsanded, slushy street where they live. Some neighbors decided foot power is the best way to get around, so they shoveled for hours. Tow crews kept very busy, yanking stranded cars out of harm's way. They've repeated this scene hundreds of times this weekend.
Tell the weatherman to stop. Can you get a hold of him for me? Tell him to just knock this stuff off.
Against this snowy backdrop, the emergency crews could keep as busy as they'd like, pulling abandoned vehicles off the side of the road and from people's driveways, for that matter. The snow altered many plans, like this meeting featuring Mayor Katz, but a few optimists insist they'll tough it out.
I like snow, just not this weekend.
Organizers at events like the Home and Garden Show are muttering the same thing. The lousy weather, though, gave thousands of Portlanders a good excuse to come indoors again. Mark Sanchez, Newsroom 6.
And Mark tells us if a tow truck took your vehicle today, your local police agency can help you find it. Bob Shaw may not be able to stop the snow, but he can sure tell us if it's going to start again. Bob?
Well, it'll be off and on again for another 24 hours, Ken. Rather pesky, although it's raining right now, and if you're down on the valley floor, it looks like you'll get more rain than snow over the next 24 hours. Can't resist showing the snow totals map one more time. This is how much the storm dumped in all. A lot of it has melted today. 6 inches in Portland, a foot in Hood River, a foot in Salem, which was a new 24-hour record, and a lot up in the Columbia Basin. Look at 10 inches up in Spokane. More importantly for now, though, the current temperatures around the area. 36 in Portland, 34 in Hillsborough, but if you get a little elevation, that 31 there is up in the West Hills, so if you have any elevation at all tonight, things are going to freeze up pretty hard. Elsewhere, it looks like we'll get down to right around the 32-degree mark, Ken. So if you're out late tonight, those roads that are wet now look like they're going to freeze up, and I'll have all the details on how long it's going to take for this whole mess to melt in about 10 minutes.
Okay, thanks, Bob. We'll talk to you then. Sheriff deputies and state police chased a man through 2 counties for more than 2 hours tonight and spent 2 more hours searching for him on foot. They caught the suspect about 45 minutes ago. It started in Marion County on the Mount Angel Jervis Road with a report that a man had kidnapped a woman. The man led officers through rural areas of Marion and Clackamas counties. Marion County Sheriff spokesman Dave Hussey says the chase never reached speeds above 60 miles an hour. But he says the suspect failed to pull over amid police sirens and flashing lights. Police found the suspect's car on Elwood Road, east of Colton, but the man had left the car and fled. Officers found the woman unharmed in the car. Marion County deputies took the suspect into custody about 10:15 tonight. Portland police are looking for a person who apparently fired a gun at 2 officers. It happened about 10 last night at the 43rd interchange on the Banfield Freeway. The Portland police officers were in their patrol car when the driver's window shattered after they heard a pop. East Precinct officers Kent Scott and Jimmy Lee were not hurt. They say they saw no suspects, but the apparent shot had to come from the overpass or a passing car. An error in an emergency dispatch system delayed attempts to rescue a woman from her burning home last week. 68-year-old Mildred Smith died of smoke inhalation suffered in a pre-dawn blaze at her home in Washington County last Friday. A neighbor telephoned 911 to report the fire at 2:40 a.m., but firefighters from Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue were not dispatched until 2:47. Officials say a computer error sent the original call to the wrong place. Investigators say it would be hard to determine whether the dispatching delay made the fatal difference. A ground and air search just got underway for a Hillsborough stroke victim who's been missing since 10 this morning. Hillsborough police are looking for 79-year-old Donald Wesley Johnston. Officers believe he left his home near Hillsborough High School between 10 o'clock and noon today. A helicopter with infrared sensing devices is in the air right now over the area. Police ask anyone who may have seen Johnston to give them a call. Johnston is 5'7", about 135 pounds, with gray hair and blue eyes. Police say he should be wearing a red wool jacket with a sheepskin vest, blue denim pants, tennis shoes, and a Coast Guard auxiliary cap. President Clinton is trying to sell Americans on the idea that his economic proposals are family-friendly. In a radio address today, the president cited plans in the proposals to increase spending for childhood vaccinations, maternal and infant nutrition, and for Project Head Start. Clinton even asked 40 kids who came calling at the White House for a TV talk session today to tell their parents to support his economic package. Oregon Senator Mark Hatfield says President Clinton's economic plan is a bold step in the right direction. Hatfield says the president will have a tough job gathering public and congressional support for tax hikes and spending cuts. But he says the president had to take this all-or-nothing approach.
The president has taken the tack that is absolutely on target. Not one item, not one action, not one proposal is going to solve it. It's going to take a group of actions, a group of proposals in a package. And frankly, if we don't do it, I fear that the cancer in our economic life will just overwhelm us.
Hatfield says there will be pressure by lobbyists and special interest groups to change the president's plans. Steve Davis is coming up next with sports. It's All-Star Weekend. And Portland Trailblazer Terry Porter took aim and fired from long range. But was it enough to lay claim to the three-point throne? Steve will tell us coming up next.
Who predicted a victory?
Anniversaries work, birthdays work, phone numbers work, holidays work, hat, sock, and shoe size works, bus schedules work, license plate works, address works, serial numbers work, temperatures work, birthdays work, sports scores work, how much you weigh works good, driver's license numbers work, addresses work, your children's ages work. Did I mention birthdays? Birthdays work.
When we put a product on sale, we don't have just one on sale. We put many on sale, whether it be 10, 15, or 20. When a customer comes in on a weekend, he doesn't have to worry about the first one going away and then not having anything else available. We have several at one price so that there's a selection of the product at a very favorable sale price. And we sell them all for that price. That's our philosophy. We're the first ones in the market to ever do it, and it's working.
Introducing the new Subaru Impreza horizontally opposed engine. This configuration helps give a lower center of gravity for exceptional cornering, a technology we share with the Porsche 911 and not with the Honda Civic.
Steve Davis is here with sports to tell us how Terry Porter did in the three-point shootout in Salt Lake City. Boy, you had the stroke going for a while there.
It was looking good. I was out of practice on, I think, Wednesday, and he was practicing, and he was looking pretty good. I thought he had a pretty good chance. You got a feel for Terry Porter right now. He came within one basket of winning the three-point shootout tonight. He finished second 2 years ago. Poor guy has to play bridesmaid again tonight, losing to Mark Price of Cleveland. The All-Star festivities started with the introduction of the players, of course. Terry Porter right here, along with Clyde Drexler, both playing for the Western Conference tomorrow. Looking sharp there. GQ just selected Clyde as one of the NBA's best dressers, and he looks the part. After that, the three-point shootout. This is Porter in the second round, and he was just on fire. Look at him go. This is 3 straight, 4 straight, 5 straight. He scored 17 points and made the finals against Mark Price. Barkley likes it. Price ended his round with a bang, though, hitting 3 straight to finish with 18 points. Then it's Terry Porter's turn. He's got 15 points right here. That one was worth 2. All he needs is 1 out of the last 5 to tie. He misses the first. He misses the second. No, Terry, no. The third. If he hits the last one, he wins. Poor Terry missed 5 straight. Clyde couldn't believe it. Terry wasn't smiling afterwards either.
I tried to get my feet under me. I knew I was pretty close to know exactly where I stood. And I missed the first couple. And I tried to really concentrate on the last 3, and it just didn't go down for me.
All right, earlier today, they held the Baby Ruth Shooting Stars Showdown, and Clyde was one of 4 participants in this thing. The others, Tim Hardaway, Jeff Malone, and Reggie Miller. Clyde shooting from various points. You pick your sweet spot, and then you just fire away. Clyde from way downtown right here, and it doesn't go. Poor Clyde. The winner was Utah's Jeff Malone, which certainly made the hometown people in Salt Lake City pretty happy. Drexler finishes 4th. Malone got 15 grand, which will buy a lot of candy bars. Now, the other big event tonight was the slam dunk contest, which didn't turn out to be nearly as exciting, I think, as the three-point shootout. I slam, therefore I am. Kind of the motto I live by when I play ball, yeah. Here's the guy that turned out to be the one to watch, Miami rookie Harold Miner. Wow. Whew. Last year's champ Cedric Ceballos, 2 balls at once. Pretty impressive here, but he still couldn't top last year when he did it blindfolded. Tough act to top. Here's Miner with a capper. Remember, he played at USC. We've seen him before. He wins the slam dunk contest, and Ceballos finished 2nd. I can do that. I can do that. Now, college basketball, hard as it may be to believe, the Ducks are actually on a winning streak now. They beat Washington State 62-60 for their 2nd straight win. Pick it up in the first half. Andre Collier with a steal right here, and he takes it in for the easy layup. The Cougars came out gunning, though, off the break. Eddie Hall hits the 3 right here. Wazoo up by 4 at the break. Second half, the Ducks pick it up notch. Antoine Stoudemire with a nifty layup to give the Ducks the lead. About 1.5 minutes to go. Orlando Williams comes up with a huge jumper right here. And Oregon goes up 60-58. Washington State comes right back, though, the back door to Benny Seltzer. And it was a tie game at 60 apiece. Going down to the wire. The Ducks get one last shot. Who gets it? Who else? Antoine Stoudemire. He drives and he hits. What a shot. Oregon wins it 62-60. Great win for those guys. All right, the Beavers were at home tonight against Washington. The Huskies ran out to a 10-0 lead. Rich Manning with a dunk right there. Scott Haskin held in check tonight. 2 of his 10 right here off the slam. The Beavers were down 35-23 at the break. Oregon State fell behind by as many as 15 in this thing, but they come back within a point. Chad Scott, nice move down the baseline. That was as close as they could get, though. Tough night for the Beavers. They lose at home to Washington, 61-51. The final from there. Also tonight, University of Portland, a loser to San Diego, 82-71, the final. All right, hockey, the Winterhawks had a big game at the Coliseum tonight, playing first place Tacoma. The Hawks needed to win to gain ground in the division. It's exactly what they did. Things sure didn't start out the way they would have liked, though. Tacoma grabs the early lead. First period, Marty Fletcher with a slapper, and the Rockets were up 2-zip. Second period, Portland gets it going on the power play. Adam Deadmarsh tips it in right here, and it was 2-1. Later in the period, Cale House from the point lets fly with one. It's deflected by Lonnie Bahanas, and it's a 2-2 hockey game. It stayed that way until the third. An absolutely unbelievable goal right here. Bahanas gets hauled down. Look at this. He whizzes it in for the goal. What a play. The Hawks win it 3-2, the final score. That was sweet. All right, in golf, the Buick Open this weekend. Dave Rummels has a one-shot lead with 1 round to play. Here's a look at Rummels on the 14th hole, chipping in the cup for a birdie. Yeah, that gave him the lead at 4 under par. Right in the thick of things is the Walrus. That's his nickname, the Walrus. Greg Stadler, he drills the birdie putt to go to 2 under par 2, back of the leader. So the All-Star game, 3 o'clock tomorrow, looking for Clyde and Terry to have big games. It's my prediction, being the homer.
Boy, what a heartbreak for Terry, though. All he had to do was hit one bucket out of that last rack, and he'd have been the champ.
I hate to think these guys are going to start going.
No, let's hope that this doesn't bode for the future here.
No, I just meant as far as some razzing from his fellows on the team.
Oh, he's going to get that.
He's
no
going to
question.
get that.
All right, thanks.
Too bad.
Well, Bob Shaw is coming up next with the weather. He'll have our prospects for a snowy Sunday.
On February 26th, Bill Foster will abandon his car and decide he's had enough.
Give me some money. Give us your briefcase.
Of life in the 90s.
You forgot the briefcase!
Academy Award winner Michael Douglas and Academy Award winner Robert Duvall in the one movie critics say everyone will be talking about, Falling Down.
Just standing up for my rights as a consumer.
Rated R. Starts Friday, February 26th at a theater near you.
Gresham Ford is the only Ford dealer to offer your price savings. We discount the factory list price and subtract the rebate for your price. New 93 Ranger XLT Super Cabs with V6 engine, your price, $10,893, pay $185 per month. 400 new and used cars and trucks at your price savings. New 93 F-150 4x4 Super Cabs with package 523A, your price, $15,993, $272 per month. That's Gresham Ford, where we rent cars for $15 per day.
Bob Shaw here with the weather, and Bob, we're just kind of thawing out from what happened yesterday. Are we going to see some more snow?
Well, we will. We will see a little bit more. We got about another 18 hours, I think, before we're out of the woodwork. And, you know, people were complaining to me about all this snow. And then even the kids complained to me today because it was too warm and the sleds were moving too slow. They're saying, hey, can't you make it a little colder? And everybody else is like, turn the snow off. You can't please everybody. In fact, with this kind of weather, you can hardly please anybody. The current temperatures are rather mild, though, compared to how we have been. Notice as you go down the valley from the Puget Sound down the Willamette Valley, temperatures are above freezing at the valley floor, but it is still snowing in a few places. Rain and snow mixed at Astoria. Just plain rain at the Portland airport this hour. 35 and a mix of rain and snow in Salem and coming down very hard. Don't expect it to last, though, because these are showers. They'll come down hard for a while and then quit. So don't expect any significant accumulations out of this overnight. 34 and light snow in Eugene at this hour. Now, high temperatures got up warm enough today to melt off some of the snow. Down the Willamette Valley was where it was coldest with the heavy snow, just 38 for a high in Salem. Notice we were as cold as they were east side in most locations. And at the Portland airport right now, a rain shower, 36 degrees, but keep in mind, elevation at the airport just 21 feet above sea level. Up at the top of Sylvan Hill, temperature's 31 degrees, and they've had snow up there. So if you're going to be in the hills at all, it will be slippery tonight. South wind at 12 miles an hour, and the barometer finally on the way up. Now, we have some consolation. The rest of the country is suffering as well. I mean, this is an extremely stormy pattern. There's so much going on. I'll just hit the highlights for you. 96-mile-an-hour winds in Rock Springs, Wyoming today. 14 inches of snow in Sioux City, Iowa, up there in the northwestern corner of the state. And freezing rain through Illinois and Indiana and also Iowa and Nebraska tonight. A total mess. And the storm is taking aim on the northeast where it should hit the big metro areas tomorrow. Now, did anybody get nice weather today? Yes. McAllen, Texas, extreme South Texas, had 84 degrees today. Now, this is the low that we're watching just offshore in Washington, and that is what's producing the snow. Actually, it's got a counterclockwise flow. That's bringing cold air out of British Columbia out over the water. Once it gets there, picks up moisture, throws it back on shore, in the form of snow and also some rain right around sea level, but very cold rain. As we call this a short water trajectory, and that's going to continue for the next day and a half, but it will weaken slowly. So here's what it looks like on the close-up satellite picture. 24 hours ago, big storm over the top of us. That has lifted up to the north, and now the focus is around this low-pressure center, and as this goes into motion, see the circulation around that. Lots of bands of snow and rain pouring in off the ocean. That will continue tomorrow. Look at all these little showers. Briefly heavy shower, and then it'll stop. Another heavy shower, then it'll stop. That kind of thing. Fortunately, at the valley floor, it'll be too warm to really amount to much. So here's the forecast for overnight tonight. A lot more snow falling in the Cascades overnight. Temperatures near the freezing mark along the valley floor. We'll call it 30 degrees in Salem tonight, 30 as well in Roseburg. Colder east side, 16 in Bend. Then tomorrow continues to snow heavily in the Cascades. An excellent day for skiing if you can get there. Take your traction devices, definitely, if you head up to the mountain tomorrow. High temperatures a touch warmer tomorrow, 40 in Portland, 43 in Eugene. That'll melt some of it down again. Best chance for some snow in the valley would be in the morning hours. 42 tomorrow's high in Salem, 36 in Bend, and 44 in Roseburg. So the metro forecast specifics, rain and snow showers tonight, and the snow level hanging around 500 feet, so it'll be kind of a mix. Same for tomorrow, more rain and snow showers, struggle to get up to 40 degrees. And Monday, the snow level is going to go up above the hills, and that'll be it for the snow for a while, it looks like. Slowly warm up, slowly dry out. Tuesday, 45, and Wednesday, 48, and it'll be back to just wet old Portland. Looks like we're getting into a kind of wet pattern, so a couple days of slop.
Well, it's been an unusual winter. We've had quite a few days where we've just had snow dumped on us.
Yeah, we have. Oh, and one thing I wanted to mention, the leading cause of death in these kind of storms is heart attack from people shoveling snow.
Yeah,
so if you're going to shovel snow, be careful, take it easy.
Okay, that's good advice.
Okay.
Thanks, Bob. Dennis Cunningham has tonight's movie review of a busboy's romance with a waitress. It's called Untamed Heart.
If they take away my heart, I won't be able to love you the same.
Oh, my God.
Brian Bickmore Dodge is the only Dodge dealership to offer your price savings. We discount the factory list and subtract the rebate for your price. And the only Dodge dealership in Oregon that received all 4 Chrysler Top Awards. New 93 Caravans, your price $12,993, $199 per month. Over 300 new and used at your price savings. New 93 Dakota V6 LE Club Cabs, your price $11,893, $199 per month. That's Brian Bickmore Dodge on Canyon Road in Beaverton, where we rent cars and trucks for $15 per day.
Dear Lexus, my LS400 is great, but I have a suggestion to make.
How about a passenger side airbag?
Dear Lexus, I wouldn't have bothered you with this except that you asked.
An outside temperature gauge would be especially helpful.
It took 1,400 engineers to create it. And just a few doctors, artists, lawyers, CEOs, and entrepreneurs to help refine it. Introducing the 1993 LS400. See over 50 refinements at Lexus of Portland today.
Gresham Ford is the only Ford dealer to offer your price savings. We discount the factory list price and subtract the rebate for your price. New 1993 Aerostars with factory air, factory list $14,932, your price $11,993, pay $204 per month. 400 new and used cars and trucks at your price savings. $4,000 savings. That's right, all new 1993 Tauruses, your price $4,000 savings. That's Gresham Ford, where we rent cars for $15 per day.
Ask little Janie where to find the world's best berries, and she'll say, right on top of Mama's shortcake. Ask Mom or Dad, and they might not be so sure. Fact is, you don't have to search the world for the plumpest, juiciest berries. They're grown right here in our own backyard in hundreds of Oregon berry fields. Producing succulent berries of the highest quality requires lush, fertile soil and the right climate. That's what makes Oregon the world's #1 producer of many of your favorite berries. A message from Northwest farmers growing for the world.
One of the first big romance films of the year is called Untamed Heart. Dennis Cunningham has this review.
Untamed Heart would be easy to love, I think, if only it weren't so difficult to like. You see, it has wonderful, wonderful touches and moments, but it also makes some fearfully goofy moves, too. Way too many, really. Well, the movie's original title was Baboon Heart, which was changed because of recent actual baboon heart transplant operations, which this movie has nothing at all to do with, even though the main male character needs a heart transplant and thinks he knows baboons. You see how mixed up this can get, and does.
I follow you home.
You follow me home?
Christian Slater is the painfully timid orphan busboy with the bad heart who secretly each night follows home the wonderful Marissa Tomei as the waitress who's too good-hearted, as the movie Untamed Heart pumps up its regrettably overdone heart theme, co-starring Rosie Perez as the earthy waitress with the heart of gold. Now, the waitress-busboy romance has its lovely moments, believe me, but it's far too burdened with whimsy.
One day, the great king of the silver baboons came down from his peak high in the mountaintops of Kilimanjaro.
It's a pity, really, that this movie Untamed Heart doesn't quite work. For one reason, because it isn't nearly untamed enough, though always its heart is in the right place.
I'm afraid if they take away my heart, I won't be able to love you the same.
Oh, my God. You love with your mind and your soul, not actually with your heart. It's just a saying.
Why does it hurt so much here when you're not with me?
Now, there's an occasion where its simplicity is very nice, so I wanted to share that with you. But way too often, its simplicity is, well, it's simple-minded is what it is. So, though Christian Slater is quite fine, and Marissa Tomei, clearly one of the most fascinating, appealing young actresses around, it's a fairly tame final five for Untamed Heart. Not bad, but not great. I'm Dennis Cunningham for CBS News.
It was better than that, actually. Dennis gets the boot tonight. I already saw it. I give it an 8.
All right, Steve gives it an 8.
There you go.
We haven't seen it yet, so we'll have to check it out on Steve's recommendation.
So it means it's probably a 2 in your mind. But...
We'll be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Early in the morning, very early in the morning.
The secret to winning is early in the morning.
Very early. First thing, right off the bat.
Well, we use 12.
12 now.
12 is a big number.
Very good.
It comes up all the time.
Consistent, pretty consistent.
You can count on it. He likes to play his birthday, and I like to play my birthday.
And I don't know why, but it's the same birthday.
We're not the double mint twins, we're the double win twins.